This is just a reminder to keep working on your dream, even if it seems like nothing is happening. Made a few videos like this, but you need to hear it again. There's a lot of stories and anecdotes about the power of continuing to work even though you're not seeing results. So you have one cliche that is this: if you do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, you're insane. Obviously, that's true. It can be very true. You're not doing the right thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. The truth is, there are some things you have to do over and over again the right way, and you're not going to see results for a very long time. So you have to understand that. Some guys, if they're athletes, they go in a gym and they're getting a lot of repetitions in, and they do it for a summer, they don't see the results they want, therefore they think they're insane and they quit. What they fail to understand is actually you're doing it exactly right. That's the definition of sanity for a hyperachiever, is doing the right thing over and over again and not expecting results for a very long time. The famous quote by Jacob Riis: he saw a blacksmith pounding on a rock again and again and again, and the rock's not changing. Well, by some people's definition, the blacksmith is insane. But wise people know that if he hammers on that rock, keeps hammering it, on one blow, the whole rock's going to split open because there's things going on underneath the surface, within the structure. The same thing is happening with you when you're working on your game, when you're working on your craft. Whatever it is you do, you don't see progress, but there are things happening at the subconscious level and within your body. You're starting to instantiate what you're working on in your body, and the results will come later. If you don't understand that, you're going to give up too soon. Now you have to do the right thing. If the blacksmith is hitting the rock with a banana, he's obviously insane. No matter how long he does that, he's not going to crack the rock open. Okay? So there's that. Another story that illustrates this, it's not a story, it's a fact of nature. Bamboo takes 5 years to create a root system underground, and you don't even see bamboo really above ground at all. 5 years to create the root system, and then in like 2 months, it grows 100 feet or something like that. I don't have the exact numbers, but laying the groundwork. We've heard of laying the groundwork. What people don't understand very often is laying the groundwork can take some time. I have people who are in academics, and they're in a new subject, and they're not getting it. And I'd say, listen, maybe they're in, like neuroscience, or they're in rocket engineering or something. And it's like, it's not sinking in. They're not understanding it. They're learning a new language. They're coding. I'm like, just stick with it. There are things happening in the subconscious, in the unconscious, and in your body that you can't see. So actually, when you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're getting results, but it's results maybe you don't feel and you don't see. There are things being built in you that you don't feel and you don't see. And also, you're starting to create a basis for confidence. Because it's one thing to have beginner's luck, but you can't rely on beginner's luck, because guess what? You're not a beginner for forever. You just can't be. You can keep a beginner's mind, keep learning, but you can't have ongoing, consistent beginner's luck. What happens when you've put in all of those repetitions, when you've put in all of that work, when you've really worked hard, you've created that foundation, that root system, you've pounded on that rock a ton. When you finally break the rock, when the bamboo shoots up, when you get your results, those results, you can follow the results back to where they came from. All the work you put in, mentally and physically, visualizing, using mindfulness, working on your body language, working on your skill, meeting experts, studying film. If you're a writer, you're working on your writing, all the reading you've done, all the writing, all the novelists you've sampled, all the poets you've sampled, all the story structures you're learning. All of your learning, you get your results, you can look back on all your learning. So now you know where your confidence comes from. And that's important to have. And that's why people who have talent, an innate talent, plus they put in work and build that foundation, That's why they're the very best in whatever field they're in. Because if you're just a talented person and you've got by on talent, and you see this in professional sports, some guys are so talented they can essentially make it to the top without doing any practice, really. I mean, they go to practices, they play a little bit in a sport, they make it to the top. But when they play well, the only thing they can look back on as a reason to why they play well is because they were born with a gift. But what happens when you don't play well? You look back and you think, wait, I was born with a gift. How can I play bad? See, there's a disconnect in their mind. When they don't play well, how can that be? I'm so talented, I should play well. The only way you can have true consistency is when you look back and you see, yes, maybe you have talent, but you've also put in the work. You acted in a very sane way that the world would look at as insane. You did the same thing over and over and over again. You laid the foundation. Boring to a lot of people, but rare people, successful people understand that's the exciting part. Why is it exciting to do the same thing over and over and over again? Because when it's time for your performance, when it's time for the test, when it's time for you to perform in front of a crowd or whatever, you're more likely to enter the zone and have a tremendously memorable performance. It's fun. It's excellent to be good at things. Aristotle said, we love what we excel at. And the way you start to excel at things is by practicing those things. I mean, look at the face of a gymnast who's done the same routine thousands and thousands of times over the course of 4 years preparing for the Olympics. They have one shot to do this routine right and to win gold. And when they execute, look at the joy on their face. Look at the joy. That's the rock splitting open. That's the bamboo shooting up. That's the moment they get the results after all of that activity. So stick with it. Remember, yes, if you're doing the wrong thing over and over again, that's insanity. But if you're doing the right thing over and over again and expecting different results but not getting them, it could mean you just haven't done the thing you need to do over and over again long enough. And a lot of people quit because they don't realize that it takes time, patience, dedication, tenacity, and an ability to wake up each day ready to engage in the meticulous.
Growing up, I was always interested in the mental game. After years of study, I developed the Basketball Brain program. My life is devoted to helping others achieve their greatness. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and if you take a chance with the Basketball Brain program, I promise you your game's going to reach levels that you never thought possible.